Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips.
You hear that?
That buzz?
No, do you? Episode 5. That's where we're at.
Oh, it's so loud.
What is?
When you do that, gosh.
Well, how you doing?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as good as a Tuesday can get.
Yeah.
It's better than a Monday.
That's for damn sure.
It's nowhere near as good as a Thursday or a Friday.
Nowhere near.
But I'll take it.
Well, we are in episode 5.
Cinco.
Oh, hit me with the French.
That's 5 in German.
Oh.
French, whatever you want it to be.
Whatever. It could be anything. Well, some things happened in Austin today, didn't they?
Oh, man. Terrible things. Crazy things.
Super crazy.
Bombs,
hey, hold on.
man.
What's that? I actually do hear a sound now. What is that?
The AC.
Oh. Okay. Okay, we're good.
No, it's fine.
Okay, so Austin. What happened in Austin today?
A bomb exploded.
Really?
Package that was delivered. And apparently these have been going on since the beginning of March.
Since the beginning?
Yeah. Like March 2nd was the first one that happened.
Today's like the 13th, though. Why aren't we just hearing about it now?
Well, I think what they said was Homeland Security was telling the local PD there to not really make a fuss about it or announce it because they didn't want to cause panic.
Oh.
But had they announced it, they might have saved this 17-year-old's life.
So this person did manage to kill somebody with a bomb.
17-year-old was killed.
Man.
In Austin. East Austin, I believe. Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Looks like there was a 75-year-old woman, too, who was wounded.
Uh-huh.
Was that along with that same boy?
I believe so. And the cops are saying that these things are constructed like they know what they're doing.
They're, like, sophisticated?
Very. So
Weird.
they're trying to, like, get a hold on it.
Do you think it's like a serial killer situation, or what do you think's going on?
I'm not sure. There was something that I read earlier that it might possibly be racially motivated.
Really? Why'd they say that?
The first who was killed on March 2nd was a 39-year-old black man.
Really? And what about today?
Today...
17-year-old, but was he African American as well?
It says, let's see, we are just not going to ignore the fact that the 3 victims that were targeted were all people of color.
Really?
Is a quote by Manley.
So is this person mailing these bombs, or how are they getting delivered? Because I think I've read both. I think that I've read that one was mailed or something like that, and I've also heard
that the residents found the cardboard packages outside their houses, but none was delivered by the U.S. Postal Service or delivery services such as UPS or FedEx.
Okay, so it's just this person dropping bombs
The
off at people's
packages were
houses?
left in the overnight hours. They're doing it at night.
That's creepy. Super creepy.
That is nuts, man.
You gotta wonder, like, how somebody could be so mad or, like, whatever that he wants to go bomb people.
I don't know, but that's crazy that this is happening so close.
I know.
Like, I don't know. It's been something to really kind of think about, you know?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And now they're giving, what to do about suspicious packages now.
What are they suggesting?
It says Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton warns all Texans to be cautious. With 3 reported explosions in the Austin area, I want to urge all Texans to report any suspicious or unexpected packages arriving by mail to local law enforcement authorities. Call 911 immediately if you receive something suspicious.
That's crazy.
It's nuts, man.
Having a PSA to watch out for bombs.
Greg Abbott's giving 15 grand for any information leading to somebody.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's wild. 15 grand, that's it though?
Mm-hmm. And a reward of an additional 50,000 was announced Tuesday by Houston ATF, the San Antonio FBI Division, and Austin Police Department.
Interesting. That is crazy. I hope they do find this guy soon though.
Or girl.
Or girl. Whoever it is. Whatever it is.
Did you just assume that
I
person's...
assumed this bomber's gender.
Oh my gosh. What are we going to do with you?
I don't know. Throw me out. So...
Speaking of throwing out...
Yeah. Yeah, boy. At it again. At it again.
How about that segue?
Oh, so... Have you ever been fired before?
I have.
Yeah?
I have been fired before.
Me too. And you know what? It didn't happen over Twitter. Didn't. How about you?
I didn't get a tweet. No.
Did you get MySpaced?
I didn't get MySpace.
No.
It wasn't Friendster.
Did you get Facebook poked? No?
No.
Well, your boy fired Rex Tillerson over Twitter.
And replaced him already.
On Twitter. In the same tweet.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So he fired a dude and rehired a dude.
Right away.
Right away.
Here's the tweet.
You fired, you hired.
Here's the tweet. You ready?
Give it to me.
Mike Pompeo, the director of the CIA, will become our new Secretary of State. He'll do a fantastic job. Thank you to Rex Tillerson for his service. There's more to the tweet, but that's the best.
And he thanked him for his service.
He thanked him for his service. He even tell him, "Hey, you're fired."
You're fired.
He
but
just
you
tell
did
him, "Hey,
good."
thanks. This guy's in your position," and he didn't even know about it
At all.
at all. I think he was on a plane, coming back to the U.S. from something, or flying back to Washington. I don't know, but I think he was on a plane.
Crazy.
And one of his aides or somebody had to show him the tweet.
Sir, have you seen this tweet?
Have you checked your Twitters today?
Oh my goodness. Fired him in a tweet, dude. What's next? Instagram post?
I think he posted it on Instagram. I think he makes an image of his. He makes essentially a meme. They're all meme quality, but he takes just what he tweets and writes it on a black background. And posts a picture on Instagram a lot of times, or he'll screenshot his tweet.
He's going to post a picture for Sessions when he fires him.
You think it's going to happen?
Or like what are they called? A boomerang?
A boomerang.
Use one motion. That's what he's going to do.
Oh, man.
Can't wait to see that.
I think he's going to clean out his cabinet, dude.
I mean, they're dropping like flies, man. Just give it time. They're going to keep going down. It's just going to be him left.
It's just weird, how he runs his cabinet like a business.
Him and Pence.
Him and Pence, the two big boy top dogs.
You're my best friend, Pence.
But isn't that weird? The way they do it, how it's essentially being ran like he would be running a business. If he doesn't like how one of his employees are performing, he fires them.
That's crazy.
Which is I don't know. It's weird to me because it's almost like if they disagree, they're gone.
He's more of a businessman.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he's running it.
It's weird. What else did he do today? I like this. Personally, I think it's cool.
He praises the military, calls for Space Force as a new branch of armed forces.
I think we need that, man. I think we need
the
it.
Space Force.
We need that, but we need to be cool with it. We don't need to be all cocky in space and then piss some aliens off.
No, that's...
Who've been doing this for millennia.
We can't do that. I said he quote. This is a quote from him in California. I said maybe we need a new force. I can't stop talking like Trump, man. Whenever I read a quote, I have to try to sound like him.
It adds to it.
I don't know why. But I just have to sound like him. So this is him in California. I said maybe we need a new force. I was not really suspicious, but now I'm thinking that's a great idea. We're making a Space Force. Tremendous.
That's really?
Space Force,
He
man.
threw tremendous on there at the end?
Tremendous Space Force.
Yeah, boy.
Man, he is something else, man. I'm just every day it's something new.
That is crazy.
How did he make it this far? How?
I don't know, man.
But, hey, if a Space Force is what we need, then
Do you not think we need a Space Force?
I mean,
Wait, didn't he laugh at somebody for wanting to build a moon base?
I think so. I don't know who's going to be running this, who's going to command it. I mean, yeah, we have Air Force, but
You gotta train them. You gotta train them like astronauts and airmen.
you've got to be out there
Mm-hmm.
to a different planet if you have to. Man,
Sign me up.
this is Star Wars, dude.
Sign me up.
Where do I get my X-Wing?
Right. Fire it up.
Where do
Fire that X-Wing up.
When do we get training on that, Mr. President?
Right. I've been training for years, dog.
What if he has a fleet of them? He's got a fleet of X-Wings that he's just
Sign me
building.
up. Sign me up. I don't even
This
care.
has been my plan. I've got a warehouse of X-Wings ready to go to space.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. This is the Space Force.
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
I think it's a cool idea. Personally.
If he had an X-Wing, I might give him a slight thumbs up because that'd just be cool. I want an X-Wing.
It would be really cool. But I think the whole idea is cool. Like, what if we need that, you know?
You never know, man.
You know what we're going to use
We're
it
not
for.
the only thing here.
No.
There's tons out there. There's a lot of there's no number that could be said of what's
Ever
out
expanding,
there.
bro.
So it's just crazy.
But I don't even think I'm sure they have that thought in their mind, like, in case extraterrestrials came and, like, it was time to throw down.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what we're going to do with that.
Yeah.
You know we're going to be getting ready to fight other countries from space.
Yep.
That's what's going to happen.
Whenever we want to annihilate someone, just do it from space.
You
Just
know?
do it from space.
Elon's doing it. Why can't we?
I mean, he's got a Tesla already up there.
Right.
So he's going to be the first guy to drive on Mars.
Freaking cool, man.
That's awesome.
All right. So tell me a little bit about this helicopter crash.
Oh man, this is just awful, man. It was terrible, and somebody actually caught it on video. But it says that 5 people died in a New York City helicopter crash, but the pilot survives.
Ooh, man.
And one of those that died was actually a Dallas firefighter.
How did it crash? Like, what
Dallas is like, they're just
torn up
about it, man. Especially because I have a close friend that's a firefighter over there, and they're just all in pretty deep mourning over there, man. Firefighters, whenever they lose somebody, I don't know, for some reason, they feel like they take it pretty hard.
Yeah,
But
I mean, they hang out with those guys in their firehouse all the time.
Yeah.
When they're on call and stuff, they get to know each other really well, and that's awful.
It's that they don't. I said that the investigators they're going to inspect it and the flotation devices.
Did they crash over water?
Mm-hmm. They crashed over water, and it was right there. In where was it? The specific spot. That's what I'm looking for because.
Yeah, I know it's in New York.
Yeah, it was in some bay there, East River. That's where it's at. I just witnessed JJ Majors at JJ Majors. Just witnessed he was tagging CNN and Fox News, and he said, "I just witnessed a helicopter crash into the East River. I hope everyone's okay." Caught it all on tape, and it looks terrible.
Man,
those poor guys.
That is awful.
I think there was one girl on there too. She was a tourist.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
What was the reason for the helicopter flight? Was it like a tour thing?
I don't know. They said that it had been chartered for a private photo shoot. So I guess they were going to do some kind of photo shoot with the helicopter.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It just...
I feel bad for that pilot. You know?
It's just crazy, man. It's just awful. And the video is hard to watch, too. But, I mean...
You can do that on your own time.
True. True. I'll watch it later.
It make me sad.
I don't want to cry right now.
Well, this is creepy.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, you were telling me about this earlier.
Yeah. This story happened in London. Yes. And so this guy and this girl were dating, and they met on an online dating app.
Mm-hmm. What's it called?
I believe it was Tinder.
Okay.
I think Tinder Ella.
Got stabbed by a Tinder fella?
75 times, man.
Really?
He stabbed her 75 times. Okay, at first, he had uh already been warned about stalking exes and stalking women and girlfriends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they weren't working out, so they broke up, but he kept stalking her, and they got him on video at the gym. She was in a room, a private room where they have the mirrors on the wall. You can work out there. She had a mat out and was doing some stretches, and then he like comes up the staircase and he's gonna go in, and then he decides not to, and then he walks back down. But then he's like, no, I'm gonna go in. And so he decides to go in. He lays a mat out like next to her to work out. So at that time, she's texting her mom and her family members, her friends, saying, like, this is awkward because my ex is here working out right next to me. And so it appears on the video that they had some kind of little, like, talk, like, in there. And then he leaves. He walks out of the gym. And then, some time goes by, and then she walks out. Well, they come up on people in the parking lot, police. The video comes up to the scene of him stabbing her 75 times in the parking lot. He was out there waiting for her.
So he killed her outside.
Yeah, and he gets up and
Man.
he's got blood all over him, and it's all like the police footage caught it. Like, it's just crazy to see.
Whoa, that's really fucked up.
Yeah. It was nuts, and they said that he had no remorse. He showed no remorse for killing her. And they told him, I'm sure that you're not suffering from a personality disorder. You planned this killing. You're a highly dangerous young man, and you will pose a very considerable risk to women for a very considerable period in the future.
Who said that?
I believe it was one of the... where's it at? One of the jurors, or no, the judge.
Oh,
Yeah, the judge was the one who told that to him.
whoa. You know what's weird? Like, he walked up the stairs and, like, had second thoughts and decided to turn around, but then was like, no, fucking, I'm doing it.
Yeah, and he went in and, like, was just stretching, like, next to her like it was nothing, but he had revenge or something on his mind, and he had intentions of killing her because out there in the parking lot.
It says here that the judge said that he was determined to punish her for ending the relationship.
Yep.
Whoa.
This was a cruel, calculated, and cowardly act. This was an act of wickedness.
Yeah, I would say so.
I mean, that is just nuts, man.
I wonder if he's like somebody who has gone through a whole lot of rejection in his life.
Who knows, but Tinder is not probably the best place for him to try and deal with rejection.
Man. I wonder how many people I wonder how many psychopaths are on Tinder.
Ooh.
I would bet to say there's a lot.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot. Crazy bastards.
So many. Wow. 75 times. I bet. I don't know. That's just.
Ugh.
That's a lot. Like, 75 times. Like, he probably messed her up pretty bad, you know?
Yeah. It's just, ugh, I don't know, man.
Let's see here. She ended the relationship. He stalked her and posted derogatory messages on Facebook, falsely claiming she had taken cocaine. So he tried to, like, slander her on social media first.
Yeah. And try to, like, throw her under the bus.
Crazy, man. That is wild.
He deserves, I give him the death penalty, man.
Really?
For real. Like,
He's dangerous.
a man that can do that and show no remorse and then try to throw her under the bus after he killed her and stabbed her and
Yeah.
killed her in such a brutal way. Yeah.
Get rid of that.
That person doesn't need to exist.
Mm-mm.
I don't think there's rehabilitating that.
No. And why would you want to try? That's a hard people project.
Yeah, no, not for me.
No. So, this is a little lighter, but there was a family in Colorado who accidentally bought some cereal that had expired in 1997 and they ate it.
Yum.
Yeah, isn't that gross?
What kind was it?
It's Quaker, 100% natural oats, honey, and raisins.
Well, that stuff lasts like 40 years, though, doesn't it?
Ugh. You ever had stale cereal?
Yeah, I hate it. It's terrible.
It's terrible.
It's like not crispy and just kind of like you're eating styrofoam or something.
This quote, I just started eating and thinking, it just tastes funny. It must be okay. I wonder what it tastes like.
I had about 2 bites and that was it.
I said only took a couple of bites before getting up and checking the expiration date on the box. She turned to her husband and said, "You're going to be really sick." 1997.
Oh my gosh.
How does that get put on the shelf?
21 years.
That's crazy. You wouldn't, like, most groceries, I worked in a grocery store when I was in college, So, like, they get rid of sodas and stuff whenever they're just a few weeks away from expiration date.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you got to know that cereal, the artwork on the box.
Just kept moving it back and moving it back and moving it back.
Yeah, but, like, you got to notice that one of these doesn't look like the rest of these. You got some Quaker, you got some Quaker 100% natural oats, honey, and raisins living in 2018 while you got this one homeboy back there living in 1997.
You know that box had to be faded color and dusty.
Yeah.
And, like,
Maybe a little beat up.
How does that happen?
You would think they would have at least noticed it. Or maybe they thought, oh man, throwback cereal.
Gosh.
Just like it was in 97. Oh man.
I did like the 90s. But I don't know about 90s cereal.
No, man. That's too much.
So tell me about this Australian kid.
You
were telling me about this
This is
Australian
wild.
kid.
This is wild. An Australian teen left quadriplegic, after swallowing a garden snail as a dare. I'm calling it right now. This is the next Tide Pod challenge.
I dare you to swallow that snail.
Eat that snail, bro.
Eat that snail. This is the snail challenge.
The snail challenge.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Let's see. Sam Ballard, an aspiring rugby player from Sydney, Australia, never imagined that a silly thing like swallowing a garden snail at a party would end up ruining his life and leaving him quadriplegic.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. This happened in 2010. His life took a devastating turn in 2010. He was at a friend's party drinking red wine when someone brought out a seemingly harmless golden snail and dared him to eat it. "Eat it, I dare you," his friend said. And never... Oh, okay, I see. And never wanted to back down from a challenge. Sam just swallowed it whole, and after having a good laugh with his mates, went back to the party. Mm-hmm. The teen didn't give the silly dare a second thought, but he soon fell ill and had to be taken to the hospital, where doctors discovered that he had become infected with a rat lungworm.
Oh my gosh.
That's disgusting sounding.
Found in rodents?
Mm-hmm. It's a parasite. Snails and slugs can sometimes become infected with this as well after eating rat feces.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
A rat lungworm.
Mm-hmm. Here's the deal, though. The rat lungworm doesn't really affect most people, but in rare cases, such as Sam's, it can cause infection of the brain.
Wow.
Crazy.
Don't eat snails, dude.
No, it's like those people licking those frogs.
Stop it.
But worse. This sounds worse than licking a frog.
Stop it. You're getting stuff from rat poop. You just ate rat poop
Ugh.
because a snail ate rat poop. So because you ate rat poop, lungworm.
Mm-mm.
Lungworm.
He's been
Man.
confined to a wheelchair, and he's not able to move or speak. It's awful. He has to be fed through a tube. Are you sneezing?
I sneezed. I tried to
Sneezing.
hold it in, but I just couldn't do it.
That's all right. Couldn't control his body temperature, and he suffered from seizures, or suffers from seizures. That's crazy.
I mean, unbelievable.
Sad though too.
That's sad. That's really sad.
People eat escargot all the time.
Stop eating stuff. I just stop.
Yeah, not weird stuff at least.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, keep doing what you're doing, internet.
Just not snails or Tide Pods.
It was crazy. So, what's the deal with Charles Manson's family?
Apparently, his grandson really, really wants his body.
Why?
He just wants him. He thinks that he should have it. I mean, I don't know. He died in November. And, you know, prisoners are always usually buried somewhere at a prison gravesite. And so he took it to court. And he won.
But does he just want to bury it like a normal burial, or is he doing some weird Manson stuff with his body?
His remains were on ice in Bakersfield at a morgue. So he's been there this whole time.
How long can a body last like that?
I mean, it just depends if they're embalmed or if they're not embalmed. If they're embalmed, they'll last a lot longer. If they're not embalmed, it's pretty bad.
So they embalm it and then freeze it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, they could do either or. I mean, if you can keep a body pretty good that's not embalmed, pretty good for if you keep it refrigerated enough.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, he died in a hospital in Bakersfield while serving a life sentence for 1969.
Well,
that?
he did some shit, so...
Killed a pregnant actress.
Why did we keep him alive? Why didn't he get the death penalty? Is California... That's where it was, right?
I think it was,
I bet California doesn't do the death penalty.
No, I don't think so.
If I had to guess.
That's just crazy.
That is crazy. Did you see that Tarantino's doing a movie?
Really?
A Manson movie?
And I remember seeing somebody being casted for that.
Really? I didn't see that yet.
Who it was.
I bet it's going to be good.
I bet it's going to be amazing.
I bet it's going to be over the top, though.
I love anything Tarantino does.
I do, too. He's pretty dang cool. So, why do you know all this about embalming?
I worked at a funeral home.
Yeah?
Yeah. Worked at a funeral home.
Did you ever embalm anybody?
No, I was never... I'm not licensed to do that. You have to be licensed to do the embalming. What? So I never got the license part of doing the funeral stuff. But, you know, in doing funerals, you get to hear pretty crazy cool stuff.
Like what?
There was a service that happened where first we did the husband, and then, you know, months later we did the wife, and they were, you know, in their 80s. Old Vietnamese couple. And the husband was a high-ranking military person in the Vietnam military. The one, you know, they were working with the United States. He was high up, and he was doing covert operations, and he was working with the American intelligence agencies and doing stuff like that. And they were working with helping like pilots and stuff, training pilots, doing that kind of thing. And what he was doing is he was out, and he had ordered his pilot that was circling above him. He ordered him, I need you to drop a bomb on this location where I'm at. I'm going to send you my coordinates, and I need you to drop a bomb here. And the pilot was like, I know I can't do that. That'll kill you. And he said, I need you to drop a bomb on this location, and that's an order. So the pilot dropped the bomb. He got the coordinates, dropped the bomb, killed unimaginable amounts of, the enemy. And so he died. Everyone thought he died. Yeah, crazy. So
What?
they have this funeral service for him. They have, he's remembered and everything. They have this big ceremony, and then I think 15 days later, he's coming through his front door, and everyone is, obviously freaking out because they thought he was dead from the bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But he had gotten away out of the blast zone before he gave those coordinates. And the enemy was like, they didn't think that he would put his people in any danger, that he wouldn't do anything on himself, and he, gave the order, they dropped the bomb, so he lived. And because he lived and because he got so much of the enemy, he was a wanted man now. So his daughter that, we talked to because, her dad died and she was handling the service, she was telling us these stories. She remembers that when she was young, she would have her uncles outside. Her dad would have her uncles outside with machine guns, waiting to see if anyone would come and try to kill her dad because he was a wanted man now. He was a hero to the, South Vietnamese, but he was, as far as the other enemy was concerned, he was a wanted man. So in the middle of the night, she would hear, her uncles shoot through the ceiling, and they would hear bodies roll down and then hit the ground because they're hitmen that were coming to kill her dad.
What?
And we did a service for this guy. They were coming to kill her dad. And so the next morning when they would go to school, there would be, dead bodies laying on the ground.
That is crazy.
So what was nuts, what's even more crazy about the story is that, around that time, whenever they got out of Vietnam and they were working, like I said, with the American, and as they got older, around the time when Charlie Stenholm was in office, he offered for some of the people who were helping the United States and we were helping them to come and live in and be okay and not have to worry about anything. They get like an awesome life and stuff. And so what happened is they brought him in, and then they got the pilot who dropped the bomb. He was part of that too. And so they brought him along too, and his, family and stuff. And the pilot ended up marrying that major's daughter. The pilot that dropped a bomb on her dad that she thought was dead, they got married.
Crazy, man.
It was nuts. And then, months later, the mother died. And so it was just nuts because you get to hear all these crazy stories like that.
Man.
But how would you like your first encounter of meeting your father-in-law was you had to drop a bomb on him?
Yeah, that's not the best. That depends. Kidding.
So,
man.
Yeah, it's you get to hear crazy stories like that.
There's other crazy ones too, like cremating people after thinking they're dead but they're not. Did you see that?
This was crazy. This was nuts.
That freaks me out.
Why so?
Because, I don't know. How did they make that mistake? How do they not know you're just napping?
Well, let's read. It says, according to the Huntersville medical examiner, 48-year-old Kenneth Brooks decided to take a nap on a stretcher after working for 16 hours straight. While he was sleeping, another employee mistook him for a corpse of a 52-year-old car accident victim and carried him to the crematory.
He must look like shit that day.
Car accident victim. What did he look like?
Right?
Before anyone could notice the mistake, he had already been exposed to temperatures ranging from 1,400 to 1,800 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, that's hot.
And reduced to ashes.
Gosh.
Jenna Davis, one of Kenneth Brooks' co-workers, said she heard him scream for about 15 seconds after the crematory was activated.
So this is for real. This actually happened.
Man, I don't know because I remember reading on the internet that a hoax had come out of a guy who fell asleep and he was burned. So I don't know. It's hard to say, but this is from ABC News. So
Well, that's got to be. Surely that's credible.
I don't know, man. It's
It
hard to
could be
say.
fake news.
Could be fake news.
It's not the Trump News
Let's
Network.
send it to Trump.
Let him decide.
Let's send it to Don.
The Don.
He might know more.
Man, that is wild. Like, how would you feel if you got cooked just while you trying to take a nap?
No, thank you.
No?
That would be the most. I would be pissed after
That would ruin my day.
That would ruin anyone's day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Gosh, I wonder how fast, whenever you cremate somebody at that temperature, how fast does it do its thing and
Well, I
disintegrate
remember
to
hearing
ashes?
that whenever, like an average person, average sized person, when they're cremated, takes about 3 hours.
At that temperature?
Yeah.
Huh, okay.
At, bigger person,
Mm-hmm.
good sized person takes around 6 hours.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Man, that's crazy.
it's pretty wild, man.
Wonder if your life flashes before your eyes when you're in a
I,
cremation
I don't
chamber.
know, man. The
The
pain,
pain, yeah.
the instant just, oh, no, nope, no,
Ugh.
thank you. I will pass.
Gosh. Have you heard about that stuff though? Like having those near-death experiences and life flashing before your eyes and people supposedly dying and being brought back.
Yeah, I've read a couple books where, people have experienced hell and heaven, and then I've seen stories where people just experience part of what they said was the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy to hear the descriptions, the parallels between them, how they are seeing themselves dressed in a bright white gown of some sort, and they're seeing like a memory that they had, and there's always a figure that's very close to him. Like for one, it was his, I believe, his mother. For another one, it was his sister. Like someone that they were particularly close to, but it was someone who had already passed, someone who was dead. That was from whenever they were alive. So it was like grandma. That's who they're seeing after they die. She was already dead, so they're seeing these, and the figures always tell them, it's gonna be okay. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. Just it's all right. Don't worry.
That's
That's
weird.
that's what they keep telling the people who were experiencing death. And so it's just crazy to hear how people go and see something like that and then come back to life, and it's nuts.
Man.
I don't know. I it's crazy to think about that people have experienced death and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I worked at the funeral home, people deal with death in a different way, so I get to see a certain side of it, and it's crazy to see these bodies that like it's like no one's there. It's just a body. And so I'm wondering where they're at now, or what happened, their mind, their brain, their spirit, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
what happens to it. And some people have experienced it.
I wonder what, and this might be exactly what you're asking, but how does that change somebody? Like what do you come back to?
I mean, from seeing something like that, and then coming back to the real world, I bet you have a different perspective on
Everything? Yeah.
And if you're living a not so good life, I bet you're going to be living a great life.
You think it changes everything
I bet
about
it
you?
changes everything.
Man.
Because one of the stories that I read, he drowned in a pool, and he came back, and he was doing okay, but he was still doing some pretty bad shit. And then came back to, and when he came back to, and after experiencing death and experiencing that thing, that time, he came back, and he wanted to marry his baby mama. He was wanted to go to church every day. Like he was straight arrow after that happened.
I wonder what he saw.
He feels like he saw a glimpse of what God is, of what, you know, this life means. Like there is something bigger than us, like that type of thing. And so he was just full of belief and full of, you know, trying to do right.
Wow.
It's
That's
nuts.
crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think that stuff's real?
I mean, there's got to
Those
be some.
experiences?
There's got to be some kind of truth to it. People, I mean, you can have dreams, you can have, you know, stuff, but after you die, your brain activity's gone. You
Mm-hmm.
know, your heart's gone. I mean, there might still be stuff going on in the brain, which might be what's causing it. But the heart stop. You know, I don't know.
Man,
There's got to be something to it.
it's crazy.
I won't know until I die. I don't plan on dying anytime soon, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to
Good.
live.
Man.
I want to live to hear about this next story.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Well, here's the
I
headline.
want to hear a powerful story.
Powerful. All right. Well, a corporate man wears high heels to work because they make him feel empowered. How's that for powerful?
A corporate man
Uh-huh.
wears high heels.
His name is Ashley Maxwell Lamb, and Ashley is a project manager for a major bank in Sydney, Australia, and has been wearing 6-inch stilettos to work for about a year and claims they make him feel empowered. I'll tell you what, you won't be catching me in 6-inch stilettos.
I don't. I mean, props to him, man. Those things look like baby deers. Like some girls trying to walk in those things. So if a 30-year-old dude can do that, hey man, props to him.
It says he has always loved women in high heels and the power they exude, so he decided to adopt the same footwear in order to feel empowered as well. The trick worked, and now he wears one of his 9 pairs
Damn,
9 pairs of 6-inch stilettos to his financial services job
he's been shopping.
in Sydney's CBD. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Several times
Oh
a week.
my God, there it was again.
You're
Sorry.
sneezing again?
God, something's in the air.
Take a Claritin, brah. This episode brought to you by Claritin.
Last week was vaping. This week it's Claritin.
Yeah. Just wait till next week.
Oh
So-
man, I can't wait.
He especially loves wearing these when meeting with new clients. Apparently, the combination of dapper suit, tie, and high heel shoes makes for a great icebreaker.
I wonder how the interviewees feel when they see a giant man walk in 6-inch stilettos.
I want him to interview me so we can see how I
I
react.
might be terrified.
How do you think you'd
Like,
feel?
this is gonna be a hard interview. This is gonna be intense. I
What
don't
do
know
you
if I'm gonna
do?
get this. This guy's got heels
Do
on.
you laugh? Do you like wonder if he's just creepy?
I would obviously address it right off the bat. Be like, I mean, props to you for being able to do that.
Props?
Yeah, props.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
You don't think it's weird?
Work it. Wear the heels. If that's what you want to do, do it.
He's-
I'm not gonna do it.
You think he has dainty feet?
He might.
Yeah.
I mean, the way
Jeez.
he's walking in it, he's
strutting. He ain't
he's
walking.
strutting. He's on the catwalk. Wherever those heels are at, he's on the catwalk. Now, it said that he only wears them during interviews.
No, he loves to especially wear them.
Loves to especially wear them.
Yeah,
Does he
during
wear them every
interviews.
day? I would think that would like be painful. But
Well, you know what?
some women do it every
Women
day,
do it
so-
every day, yeah.
why can't a man do it?
Why, what are you saying? Am I gonna have to go social justice warrior on you here?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna call Alex Jones. on it.
I'll call Alex Jones.
Man,
Let's get the boy on the horn.
I just couldn't do it. Man, he can do it.
Wear heels.
Yeah,
Keep your heels to yourself, bro.
keep your heels to yourself, bro. I'll keep wearing my Stacey Adams.
Stacey Adams. Who's she?
Who's she?
Oh man. So I heard that your favorite power couple are fighting again.
Just breaks my
I
heart.
heard it.
She gave him another chance.
Who are we talking about?
Selena Gomez and the Biebs.
The Biebs.
The Biebs is
So
just being drama.
what happened?
Well, apparently he was having his birthday party and he wanted to hang out with his church friends and have some kind of like get together
With his church friends?
with his church friends. And Selena just wanted to do something, with just them two.
Mm-hmm.
Just have a quiet, cool birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Nah, boo.
He was like,
baby,
baby, no.
I gotta go chill with my church peeps."
Oh.
I mean, she took you back again, dude. Like, why are you trying to screw this up?
You think he's trying to?
I don't know, but she dipped out. She flew home to Texas? That's how crazy this is. She went home to Texas.
Really?
Yep, and they're taking time apart because of his petty birthday crap.
Whoa, why didn't she just go chill with his church friends?
It's my birthday and I can cry if I want to. That's what's happening here. She wanted to have a quiet birthday, but he was like, "No. I want to go big. I want to do something with my church friends. I gotta do this."
He does talk like that.
I mean, he kind of does.
He does. Do you think it's too late now to say sorry?
Oh man, I don't know at this point. There's really nothing else. They're still in contact.
Oh, they are.
And the break is likely not the end. And there's a source inside close to Selena that says she wanted some time to clear her head and get away before figuring out what's coming next.
Well, if they decide to break it off, she doesn't have to go love herself, I guess. If she likes the way she looks that much.
Are you a hater of the power couple?
No, I'm not at all.
If Selena Gomez took you back, how would you want to party?
Well, I wouldn't party with my church friends.
You would party with Selena.
Yeah, it's Selena Gomez.
But he's like, that's just Selena, because he's Justin Bieber.
He's Justin Bieber. He knows he's bigger.
That's Selena. Where, us, it'd be like, yeah, it's Selena Gomez. Of course I'm going to pick her over church friends.
Yeah.
But he doesn't see it that way. He sees, no.
Why didn't she hang out with his church friends?
I don't know. Maybe they're douchey church friends. I don't know.
You think they're like the ones who are really in your face about it.
When did Bieber start going back to church?
He's been doing this for a while.
Has he? Is he like on the right path?
I think he was like giving little mini sermons at his shows.
What?
And yeah, he's been on the straight and narrow for a little while now. He's been doing good because for a little while, he was a little asshole.
He was a shit dude.
Like Canada didn't even want him back.
Like he was trying to fight everybody, and like they had to like throw him in the van. Like, dude, stop! You weigh like 100 pounds.
He got it together though, so good on him. And I don't hate his music. I actually kind of like him.
Dude, his new stuff's awesome.
It's good, for sure.
Dude is tatted up.
Is he?
I said it, dude. If he was like, dude, let's hang out, I'll pay for tattoos, I'd do it.
You get a tattoo with Bieber?
Yeah.
What would you get?
I don't know. Probably like a lion or something.
I would get something like Bieber related.
Would you?
Probably.
Like what? A lyric?
No, his face.
That's intense.
No, a lyric would be good. It'd have to be like a really ironic one though.
Like baby, baby, baby.
No. Maybe. I don't know what I'd pick. I should start like considering that. I'll go to Bieber tattoo.
Let him pay for a tattoo of Selena Gomez.
Should I go get a Bieber tattoo this weekend?
Oh my gosh, don't do that.
Should I?
No.
I'm probably gonna.
You should not do that.
We'll see. I might do it.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Music. That's what we're talking about.
You want to talk about some music?
Let's talk about some music, because that's aside from our podcast, we are musicians.
Mm-hmm.
We like music.
Mm-hmm.
We like good music.
We like bad music too, ironically.
We like terrible music. I just love god awful music.
What's one of your favorites?
I mean,
one of your best of the worst.
Best of the worst?
Yeah.
Probably Creed.
Creed?
Scott Stapp.
Oh man. He's good.
Can you take me higher, dude?
Oh, Scott Stapp's wild. He probably could.
And he went crazy
He
there at the
did.
end. He lost his mind.
He's taking you somewhere.
That poor guy.
He got like on a Mel Gibson level of freak out mode.
He lost Mark Tremonti, and
He did.
And they created Ultra Bridge and were successful, and he just
Yep.
was.
I remember there was like a Creed reunion thing somewhere at like some festival.
I wonder if it was good.
No, it wasn't.
What?
He came out plastered off of like cough syrup. He'd been drinking lean.
Scott.
I guess he was making lean and drinking it. Yeah.
My gosh, what's in his cup?
It was hydrocodone and Sprite and probably a Jolly Rancher if I had to guess.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Scott.
That's pretty wild. And like he was slurring his speech the whole time, couldn't get the lyrics right. It was bad.
What terms better beer? That dude was awesome. What's one of your favorite worst?
Well, the obvious one probably is Nickelback.
Chad.
Chad Kroeger.
I mean, that guy looks like Jesus already.
Oh, no, he's not. I don't know, man. He looks douchey.
You can find some of early Nickelback in some of, the church hymns because they're so good.
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that would be amazing.
Oh, man.
Nickelback, man. Like, that whole era, that time, people...
I don't understand how Nickelback's still relevant, too. Like, these dudes put out an album all the time.
How did they get so bad? How did they get so hated?
It's just douchey butt rock.
I mean, but when we were young, we liked that douchey butt rock. I mean, I liked other harder, heavier crap. But, I mean, there was some early Nickelback that I was like, that's...
The earlier stuff was all right, but then...
Like Leader of Men, I love that song.
Yeah, there's like one or two albums that was all right.
But like after that, it was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. How You Remind Me.
How do you...
Remember that? That music video is hysterical.
Remember
if you watch
him
it now.
and Josie Scott did the song for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
And he's another douche too.
They could have run that movie easily if they would have had any more.
I saw him perform in
Who?
Lubbock one time. Josie Scott.
Really?
The guy had a jersey on that was completely bedazzled.
Josie Scott did?
His jeans were bedazzled.
Why?
His bandana around his head was bedazzled.
Why? Was it ironic or was he just douchey?
Douchinitis.
Really?
Yeah.
Man. I feel like that's music that like edgy frat boys listen to.
Thank God Seven Dust came out and saved the day because I just could not take any more Josie Scott.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. He's right there in that douche level.
Yeah, they do suck. Saliva's garbage. I don't know. What other garbage music do you like?
I don't like Good Charlotte. Never have. Never will.
Really?
I just don't like them.
I never really got into that either. You know who I think is extra douchey?
Who?
Motley Crue.
Really?
Yeah, and Kiss too, man.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's all douchey.
Kisses was like my first like rock band I listened to, man.
Paul Stanley's funny.
Yeah.
He's great to like watch videos of because he just has some wild stuff on stage.
Loved Kiss. It's crazy that you don't like them.
I'm not crazy about them. And they did some weird like disco rock stuff that I just
They did do some disco rock. They did go there.
Not my thing. Yeah, Motley Crue's just kind of trashy in general, I feel like too anyway.
I mean, they're some wild dudes, man.
Yeah.
I have the Heroin Diaries by Nikki Sixx.
Do you?
It's a crazy book, man.
You know, me and my brother were actually talking about this the other day. So I never got really into the Beatles. Like growing up, I heard like Come Together and a few other like insanely popular songs like that were on every car commercial or whatever. But like I never really listened to the Beatles at all. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea the musical trip I was going to go on whenever he was showing me some of this stuff.
It's good. It's all gold.
It blew my mind because like I had no idea that they pioneered pretty much every genre.
Oh yeah. Like
you hear like Pink Floyd in their songs and you hear just crazy stuff like that you're like, oh, this is the Beatles. That's not what I was expecting. I was
John
expecting
Lennon
like,
and Paul McCartney are two of the best.
I would totally agree with that.
Yeah.
After hearing some of these Beatles albums.
It's insane.
Like Paul McCartney did screams and growls before anybody else.
Hmm.
Isn't that wild?
It's nuts. And they were just so young when they came out. But when they started making more albums and really started just getting in there, oh,
Yeah.
70s were great.
And the Beatles aren't one of those bands that I look at and would have imagined like the Rolling Stones are just crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Those dudes were doing some wild stuff, but so were the Beatles.
Hmm.
Insane.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Had no idea. I thought they were all these like preppy little English boys that were just playing their music and calling it a night at 9 o'clock.
They're actually really good at the guitar.
They
You
were
ever,
very
you ever
good.
tried to do a Beatles impression, man?
No, I'm
You should
not.
watch Fred Armisen. He does great Beatles impressions.
He does great everybody impressions.
He's a genius.
He is.
I like Beatles, though. The Beatles are awesome.
The Stones.
The Stones are good.
Love the Stones.
I thought we were talking about bad music. We're talking about supposed to
we
talk about
we
bad music.
transitioned because
We went
the
into good
Beatles blew
music.
my
The
mind the other
Beatles,
night.
they do that, man. They're probably one of the best, if not the best, rock band of all time.
I think they've kind of got to be. They pioneered it all, man. What about what do you think of Atreyu?
I like Atreyu.
I didn't know I did until the other day.
They're pretty awesome. It's another side of the spectrum
It
there
is.
for the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's a good one though. I like Atreyu.
Just that
Early
whole
Atreyu, man, so
Yeah.
good.
in their name is just crazy cool. Got it from
Yeah.
the Never-Ending Story.
Best movie of all time.
That's pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. But what I was being told the other day was that whenever they write their songs and they go into the studio, the singer freestyles,
I read that too.
which I find that really impressive.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. I can't do that.
Yeah, I couldn't either. There's
I
no
don't
way.
have I don't have enough words to rhyme.
No, I'd have to have my thesaurus out.
Yep.
Wouldn't
And not
work.
even rhyme. I would just have to spit out words and hope that they make sense.
That's a talent though, for real.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, we're getting really close here to running out of time, but isn't there some new news from Shia LaBeouf?
I, man, it says that he's just still trying to figure himself out.
What's going on today?
He's just been a shit show for like years now, and I don't know what happened.
I think I know what happened.
What happened? What do you think happened?
The crystal skull.
I had to
The crystal skull got him.
got him, and he just couldn't get away from it.
It's
Wasn't
wild.
he like being an activist there for a minute, and then he was like watching all his movies there for a minute, and then he was in Transformers,
Yeah.
and then he kicked ass in the movie with Tom Hardy.
What movie?
They're like moonshining and I
Oh
can't remember
gosh,
the
what's
name
that
of it.
show? I know what you're talking about.
damn it.
Damn it.
Anyway, that movie. Oh, and so like I'm just like, dude, quit getting in trouble.
Was that movie Holes? Is that what you're talking about?
Oh
Was it the Even Stevens movie? Who was Tom Hardy? Did he play Beans? So my favorite Shia LaBeouf moment, it comes from whenever he
Oh man.
did the whole "He Will Not Divide Us" movement.
That's right.
Yeah, that's whenever it got wild.
And really crazy.
Mm-hmm. So the way that started out, I'm gonna take a sip of water here real fast.
Do it.
Um,
Replenish.
mm-hmm.
Get you some of that H2O.
So the way this went down was he put a live streaming webcam on the side of some museum in Brooklyn, and it was facing this empty lot behind the building,
That's right.
and like underneath the camera or whatever, it says "He will not divide us," and the whole point of it was to protest Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And
The Dawn.
he was staying out there like all the time, like hanging out at this open lot and chanting "He will not divide us" over and over and over until just it didn't stop. Into this web
People
camera.
started showing
People
up.
started showing up and doing it, and then I'm not laughing because this is the way I think. I'm laughing because the whole situation is just hilarious. Because like, what did you expect to happen? But a bunch of alt-right folks show up and start like trolling, you know?
Yep. You knew that
And
was gonna happen.
you knew it was going to happen. And then, like, he and this one, he looked tiny compared to Shia LaBeouf. He was like this little twig man. He shows up and, like, I guess Shia LaBeouf took offense to something this guy says because he hits him. He, like, gets in his face
He
and starts
went in.
screaming and ends up hitting him, I think. And Shia LaBeouf ended up getting arrested. But this kid, like, he wasn't even alt-right. Like, that was the rumor for a really long time. This kid was, like, alt-right and up there raising hell and being racist and causing shit. But he just, like, was like, what's going on? You know?
There goes all the fighting.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
There were some really funny things going on there. People on 4chan and Reddit were getting the address and ordering pizzas for cash on delivery for Shia LaBeouf. And they'd send like 8 of them at a time with really weird requests like no sauce, all olives. And the pizza guy would show up with all these pizzas that are like weird for Shia LaBeouf, and he's like, "What's going?" Like, it's just really funny seeing his reaction on live stream.
Like I didn't order that.
Yeah, and random people would come all the time. It was just completely different people, pretty
Would
much
you
all
have
the time.
gone?
I would have gone and watched from across the street for a little bit and like went about my day because
like,
I
"Eh."
don't care enough.
Eh.
Yeah. But after a while, after all the trolling, they decided to take that live stream down and they were going to do something different. And they put a flag that said, "He will not divide us," up on some building in England. Within hours, you're sitting here watching it's a live stream of this flag flying and it says, "He will not divide us." And within hours, you see a man walk up to the building, scale the fucking wall like he's Spider-Man. He's wearing like a backpack and like elbow pads and helmet and a mask or whatever. He climbs this building, goes up there, and takes down this flag. And I can't remember if he put like a Make America Great Again shirt or like a Pepe the Frog flag, something like that. But he did. He replaced it with like
Oh my gosh.
this trolling meme. And so they shut that live stream down. And then
Just
they
taking them down a peg at a time.
yeah. Then they took another flag and put a pole up out in some random field somewhere and put this flag flying on this pole, and they have the camera angled so you can see only the flag in the sky. So you're thinking, hell, there's no way to find this.
Wow.
The powers of the internet came together and they found it.
The forces that be.
Yep. The internet came
Wow.
together and found it within hours again, I think. It was really quick, like scary quick. And
My gosh.
then you're watching the stream and all of a sudden the flag starts coming down and then goes back up with Pepe the Frog on it.
Oh man.
It's just crazy. It like he couldn't win. There's nothing this guy could do to win.
Poor guy.
I think it gave him a nervous
He
breakdown.
tried so hard.
He tried so hard and got so far. But you know what?
Shy.
It's crazy.
All because Shia LaBeouf started this whole thing.
He LaBoufed.
Harrison Ford calls Shia LaBeouf a fucking idiot for bad-mouthing Indy 4. And Indy 4 is a reference of Indiana Jones.
That's the Crystal Skull.
Yep.
So he was bad-mouthing his own movie.
Yep.
What an idiot.
And Harrison Ford calls him a fucking idiot.
Good.
You
Don't fuck with Han Solo.
Han Solo will feed you to Chewie.
He'll feed you to Chewie. He'll shoot you under the table.
Yep. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
How dare you, Shia LaBeouf? How dare you?
You know what?
What?
We didn't introduce ourselves this show.
Everyone knows who we are. Kinda.
Yeah, but like
I'm Freddie.
we didn't do it. I'm Clayton.
I'm Freddie. He's Clayton.
Yeah. We didn't do it those.
I'm
I just
sorry.
noticed that.
Forgive us.
But you know what? We are running out here on time. We are running over.
That's fine. That's
So-
okay. I'll live with it.
Pretty soon, video's coming.
Man, we need to get on that.
We need to get on it. It's coming
We got
really
all the
soon.
equipment.
We do. We just got to get a few things built, like I said, and that's not going to be hard.
Nope.
Get a bigger table.
We just got to carve out time to do it.
Yeah.
We have full-time jobs right now. I'm just trying to.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It
We'll get
is.
there.
It's coming really soon. So keep an eye out. It's about to get a lot cooler. Follow us on Facebook, The Sound Barn Podcast. We're also on YouTube.
YouTube.
Subscribe there. We post all the episodes to YouTube and post those to Facebook, so keep an eye out. You got anything?
Oh, I think that's pretty
No?
much it, man. I'm ready to do video. It's going to be exciting.
It is going to be exciting.
People will finally get to see us.
We've been having technical difficulties with the internet.
That's why the late delays for
Yeah,
uploading,
it's
but
been
we think we kind of got it figured out now.
yeah, it's been a challenge, so this one should go up sooner than the rest have been. But other than that, we are out of time. Follow those social media channels. We'll see.
Till next time. Toodaloo.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.